YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I'm Anthony TV. Look, do me a favor, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. Like this video and drop a comment if you got a comment. You already know I appreciate your support. Man, shout out to all the new food service drivers out there. Shout out to all the new truck drivers out there. Shout out to all you guys, man, getting this money in the trucking industry. Sorry for the sun. All my US Foods drivers out there. Shout out to you guys. US Foods, look like they got some newer tractors in here. It's been a while since I've been over here, but just to show you guys a different, look on the drop yards. All of them look, similar. But shout out to US Foods because they definitely got some newer Freightliners in here for what I'm used to seeing, because they didn't have this many last time I was out here, which has been a while. You got Amazon right over there. Yeah, man. US Foods, good company. Cisco, good company. We'll go over to Cisco. Check Cisco yard out real quick. Not gonna be able to drive in like this, but let me show you guys. So we got Cisco right here, man. So you guys can see Cisco drop yard. Looks like they got a ton of dollies out here. This Cisco. See, they got a bunch of dollies over here. All these guys got their dollies with locks on them. You don't want nobody to steal your dollies in this food service game. We know it happens from time to time. That's Cisco. Shout out to Cisco, man. All right, guys, so you see the title of today's video, man. So I want to talk about that for a minute. This job isn't for everybody. That's probably the statement that I hear the most when it comes to food service. In the comments, that's what I see. A lot of people say this job isn't for everybody. So I want to talk about that today. I think when you get your CDL license, or whenever you have the idea that you want to get into trucking, first and foremost, you should have a plan in mind. At least have some sort of an idea on what direction you want to go in when you get into the game of trucking. I know for me personally, when I got in and I got my CDLs, 4 years ago, I knew that I wanted to get into food service. That's not gonna be the case for everybody, but for those that don't know, I know, there's a lot of new people that have subscribed to the channel. So just to give you a little bit of history on, my background in terms of my working history, I spent a little over 15 years in the delivery business working for Krispy Kreme Donuts. I started out as a route driver. I did that for 10 years, and then I spent the last 5 years in management, right? So a total of 15 years in the delivery business. I never worked inside of Krispy Kreme. I never worked inside of one of the Krispy Kreme retail stores. I was always off-site, off-premise. I had, my own warehouse where I had an office at, and obviously all of my route drivers was inside of that building. So I was always off-site, and I enjoyed it. But not to go down that road too deep, I just want to give you guys a little bit of back history. And so I've always been in the delivery business for a good bit of my life, delivering product, doing some of the same thing that I'm doing in food service. When I work for Krispy Kreme, if you see Krispy Kreme drivers out there making deliveries, they're going up and down the ramp. They got a, small box truck, and that's what they do. Go up and down the ramp with product. So for me, getting into food service, it was something that I was kind of already doing anyway. At Krispy Kreme, we made deliveries to a lot of grocery stores, convenience stores, in different places like that, putting up product. But, you can call it touch freight because we had to touch everything that was on the back of the truck. So it was very similar to what I'm doing now. So it just made sense for me. When I seen food service, I was like, that's pretty much what I'm doing now. And even with Krispy Kreme, we actually had to go in the stores and put the product up. So we had to do both. So merchandising, we had to do that. We had to set up displays and merchandise the product on the displays and all that type of stuff. And we actually made pretty decent money, especially in the summertime because it was seasonal. So, a lot of people, especially if you got a beach route like I had, and I talked about this in previous videos, but I used to take out a lot of product in the summertime. And during spring break and all that, a lot of people used to come down to Florida, especially students and things of that nature. And in the summertime, you got a lot of snowbirds, what we call them, coming from the north to the south to enjoy the beautiful beaches that we have here in Florida and all that. So, all of us that work for Krispy Kreme as a driver at that time, especially, where I was working out of, we all knew that, if you had one of those beach routes, you was making some money. And we got paid every week. It was nice. We were making, some of us was making $1,800 to $2,000 a week back then. And that was, early 2000s. You know what I mean? And so, I used to talk to some of my friends and they couldn't believe how much we were making delivering donuts. But, all of that has changed now. The pay structure and all that with Krispy Kreme, it has changed. It's not like it used to be back when I was doing it. But yeah, man, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that have a plan, guys. Just have a plan. Know what you want to do, because you may start doing something, a particular trucking job, and not like it. You figure out after doing it that it's not for you. That's fine. That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. And then you go on to something else. See if you like that. But if you want to get into trucking or food service in particular, I know a lot of you guys watch the videos, you're doing your research, and I think that's awesome. That's great. And I always say that YouTube is a great resource to, look at different jobs, to see what the job is like before you even apply for it. You know what I mean? And, I think it's great in that sense. And you just got to understand, man, that when it comes to saying that this job isn't for everybody, that's 100% true. That's a fact. But you can say that about just about any job out there. You know what I mean? Dump truck drivers. You can say, well, that job isn't for me. That job isn't for everybody. Even outside of trucking, working in a call center, doing telemarketing, working inside of a cubicle. A lot of people can't see themselves working, in a cubicle all day, answering phones or making sales calls and things of that nature, being a car salesman. It's so many jobs that you can sit up here and say that job is for everybody. So, at the end of the day, man, you just got to do your research and you got to figure out what's the best fit for you. And I say that a lot, but I keep repeating that because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at what we do in the food service industry and be like, man, I don't know how you guys do that. Some people even said that, look, when I got my CDL to drive a truck, not to touch freight. You can do OTR if you feel like that and you just want to drive a truck all day and not do anything. OTR would be perfect if you somebody who feel like that. But you know, if you want to get a local job, especially with no experience, a lot of local jobs gonna require you to touch some sort of freight. It may not be to the extent of food service, but you may have to touch some freight. It's like I said, especially if you don't have any experience. But I think, you know, if you get into food service and, you know, you get with the right company, you get trained. Me personally, you know, I don't think food service is as bad as how a lot of people make it out to be. And maybe that's because I have prior experience doing something similar to food service. I don't know. But to me, it's not really as hard as a lot of people make it seem, man. That's just my personal opinion. But, you know, I guess I could see if you've never done anything as physical as this job, you know, it's like I said, it is labor intensive to be doing this type of work. I can see how this would be brutal for you. You know what I mean? I get it. But I feel like once you get into food service, you get trained up. If you can get past your extra board phase, or, you know, just getting past the phase of not having your own route, once you get your own route, I personally believe that your life will get a lot better. You'll definitely get faster, and the job itself, in my opinion, it just gets easier over time the more you do this. It isn't for everybody, but, you know, you can say that about a lot of jobs out there. But I will say this, and I'll say it time and time again, food service is definitely one of the better paying trucking jobs out there. You know, not just local jobs, trucking jobs in general. Food service is one of the better paying trucking jobs out there. So I know there's a lot of people out there that's getting ready to start food service. Congratulations to you. You know, a lot of people are in training right now. A lot of people are getting out of training, getting ready to go solo. Shout out to all of you guys. Good luck to you. I appreciate all of you guys' support, watching the channel, watching the videos, you know, commenting on the videos, giving me all the positive feedback, even some constructive criticism from time to time. I accept that too. You know, it's all about just getting better. And for me, you know, what I try to do on my channel is just show you guys my experiences doing food service and doing my job. You guys can take from that whatever you have to and make your own decisions based on what you see from my videos and whoever else videos you watch. You know what I mean? I'm just here to give you guys an inside look at what it's like working for Gordon Food Service. You know, my point of view, my perspective, working out of the yard that I'm working out of, under the management that I'm working out of. I can't speak for other locations and what they go through. I can only show you guys and speak from my own experiences and talk about what I go through, you know, on a regular basis here at Gordon Food Service. You know, when I say I have a good schedule, I have a good route, I'm under good management, I have good equipment, you know, I got a pretty good tractor assigned to me. When I tell you guys those things, I'm not just saying it just to be saying it. Like, that's really my experience. You know what I mean? And so if somebody else out there say, well, oh, that's not what I go through, or that's not what's going on over here, or this, I don't know what's going on anywhere else. I can only speak to my situation. You know what I mean? And that's another thing with this job, and not just with this job, but a lot of people that have bad experiences and speak negatively about certain jobs, you got to understand that that may have been their experience. That may have been something that they went through. And a lot of times when they talk about it, they'll talk about it as if it's the whole company that's bad because they had a bad experience. So you guys gotta, use some discernment and figure out, are they just speaking from their own perspective, or are they speaking in general about a company, right? Because a lot of times you guys go off what somebody may say in the comment section, not really thinking about, well, maybe that was just their location, or maybe that was just that person's experience, because everybody's not going to have the same experience doing any job, not just food service, but any job. You can line up 10 people that work for the same company at different locations, and they may all have something different to say about that company based on their own experiences. So, a lot of times you just got to try it out for yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of times you just got to try it out for yourself. But just understand that if you're new, it is a possibility that you can still get a good route, get your own route, and not have to wait a long period of time before you get a route. Some people have the idea that you got to work from the bottom and you're going to be on the bottom as an extra board driver for a long period of time. That may not be the case all the time. You could actually come in as a new driver and get your own route out of training. It just really depends on what the company's needs are at the time. They could really need drivers real bad, and you could come in at the right time. That's why timing is so important with a lot of these companies. So if you're just sitting back and you're just waiting, kind of procrastinating to get into the game, somebody else has been applying, and you sitting back like, man, I don't know if I should do it. While the other person applied, now that person got an interview, and now that person is working for this company in orientation. And when they get out, they're going to have their own route because they just took action and went for it. You know what I mean? So look, the more you sit back waiting to get in, just remember that it's somebody right now applying for that company that you want to work for. So, don't waste time. If you want to get in, go ahead, take action, start making steps to get in the door and get to work, man. That's what it's all about, man, taking action. All right. So look, guys, it's Sunday morning, man. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We're getting ready to start a new week. Shout out to everybody that's starting their prospective jobs this week. Hope you guys have a good one. Until next time, I catch you guys on the next one, man. You guys take care. Peace.